Hi, everyone. Good morning. I hope your first day of the Summer Public History Institute is off to a great start. I'm so sorry that I can't be there with you this morning, but I know that you are in great hands. I look forward to joining you on Wednesday, where we'll take our adventure and our day trip to Salem. But before we get there, I thought that we could take some time this morning to go over the program rules and expectations. What will it take to succeed as a member of the Summer Public History Institute? Well, let me tell you more. Here at the Suffolk Summer Public History Institute, we pride ourselves on history in action. Over the course of the next 2 weeks, we're going to discover the complicated evolution of early Massachusetts history. We'll focus on the stories of Indigenous New England, as well as the Salem witch trials. We'll also consider the road to revolution, the Boston Massacre, the Tea Party, Paul Revere's Ride, the Battle of Lexington and Concord. Many events which I'm sure you've heard about in school or elsewhere in your life, particularly if you're a history nerd like everyone here at this program. But we're going to dive a little deeper into these topics. We won't be moving in a purely chronological fashion. So I hope you're excited and willing to join us on a bit of a ride. We're going to move backwards and forwards in time, considering how all of these stories play into what we think we know about Boston and how historians are constantly trying to reevaluate and study and reinterpret that narrative today. We'll also consider the legacies of these stories, how the struggle for liberty, equality, and freedom from the 19th century to today is still with us. We'll look at some 20th century sites that are grappling with that question today. All of this is framed around experiences. You'll be taking daily site visits to behind-the-scenes tours of many different historic sites in Boston. Now, these are not the same tours that a typical tourist off the Freedom Trail would get if they came to Boston. These are tours that have been specially crafted just for you. We'll be meeting with curators, museum professionals, and even Suffolk University history alums to learn about the work that they do every day to bring these stories to life. You'll also be working with faculty from the Department of Art and Design, where you'll be using MetaQuest devices to design your own virtual exhibits about your experiences in the program over the course of the next 2 weeks. And through it all, you'll be working towards a certificate of participation. There are no tests, quizzes, or grades in this program. Instead, we ask that you demonstrate a good faith effort to complete all pre-visit activities, which you can access through the program's course management system, Canvas. We ask that you attend and engage in all site visits. And we ask that you participate actively in class discussion and in technology workshops. Finally, we ask that you behave as a positive and upstanding member of our community. If we feel that a student is not meeting these expectations and perhaps needs a little bit of extra support, we may reach out to your parent or guardian. So where are we headed over the next 2 weeks? Well, here's a quick glance at those many site visits. Week 1, we're headed to Revolutionary Spaces, the Black Heritage Trail, the Peabody Essex Museum and the Salem Village Parsonage, the Old North Church and the Paul Revere House, and finally, we'll round out the week at the Concord Museum. In the second week, we'll venture to the Massachusetts Historical Society, the JFK Presidential Library. We'll spend a day in Suffolk's very own film studio on campus, and then we'll return to Revolutionary Spaces to reflect on everything we've learned and done together. We'll round out that week by finding time to celebrate and share with family and friends. You'll learn more about your technology workshops tomorrow when you meet Professor Sully in the afternoon. But at a glance, those workshops will allow you to curate and design your very own virtual reality exhibitions drawn from your experiences in the program. You're getting a MetaQuest device that you get to keep when the program ends. You'll be learning how to use Google SketchUp and an app called Spatial. We'll also spend a day in Studio 73, working with our film and production staff members on our own video footage that we can integrate into our virtual reality exhibits. There is no expectation that any of you should be an expert with any of this technology. We're going to be learning together as we go. That being said, some of you may take to this technology quicker than others. And if so, we ask that you be a leader and a support system for other members of our classroom who might need a little boost to get up to speed. The program follows a pretty structured daily routine. You can expect most days to look something like this. Every morning, we will arrive at the Samia Academic Center, the very same building that you showed up at this morning. The day will typically involve some sort of site visit, a break for lunch, class discussion, and an afternoon technology workshop. We'll depart for the day between 4:30 and 5 p.m. Though the Samia building is our home base for arrival, departure, class discussion, and lunch, we are also going to venture to other campus buildings for technology workshops and other activities. When we do so, we'll be sure to let you know in the schedule. You might be wondering exactly what you should be doing as a participant in this program. I'd like you all to think about the Summer Public History Institute as a participatory experience. You get out of it what you put into it. That what you get from this experience is very much tied to what you bring to it as an individual, as a student, as someone passionate about the study of history. But here are just a few tips for things that you can be focusing on when you're thinking about how to budget your time. At home, we ask that you familiarize yourself with the handbook that we sent you and submit all required forms. By this point, those forms should be in, so already great work. We ask that you complete short pre-visit activities at home the night before the day's visit. You can find all of those resources on Canvas. We ask that you pack smart and prepared. Canvas has a suggested prepared packing list for you. I also try whenever possible to indicate when you should think about packing specific things. Remember that we're going on these visits, rain or shine. You can also find a packing list in the handbook. We also ask that you get a good night's sleep. We're going to be really busy and you have to be here between 8:30 and 9 every morning. You must show up on time, so make sure that you're getting a good night's sleep, that you're ready to go in the morning, and you're ready to join us right on time. When we venture out on our site visits, I ask that you follow instructions from all of our guides and behave respectfully with historical objects and exhibit materials. You guys are a really special group because in certain instances, we're going to get to handle, touch, see, explore objects from history that your typical everyday visitor would never get to touch. So we ask that you are constantly thinking about how to be on your best behavior to make sure that not only are we ensuring a good learning experience for everyone, but that we keep those objects and artifacts safe for future generations. In addition, we ask that you engage in the activities and participate fully in the site visits. Again, these have been prepared and created especially for you. So if you bring a positive attitude, a willingness to learn, a curiosity about new things that you may be encountering, then you're going to have a really good time over the course of the next 2 weeks. And then finally, when we think about what we can do on campus, we ask that you arrive and depart on time, you participate in our discussions and workshops, that you pay attention to the campus rules and safety guidelines, and perhaps most importantly, that you're willing to try new things, expand your comfort zone, and step out into something new. We're here to support you in whatever form that takes. Now, for the not so fun part, the rules. It's really important that we take some time to go over campus and site visit safety. First things first, we are a community. Together, we're going to behave respectfully on and off campus and support each other. As part of this community, one of the things that we require of you is that you stay together and you check in with program staff anytime you have to venture away from the group. This includes needing to take a bathroom break, needing to take a brain break, or needing to make a phone call home. If there is any situation where you need to step away from what we're doing, you must let us know where you're headed. You can check in with me, with any other staff member, but you need to let us know where you are. We ask if there's ever an instance where you're venturing or exploring together, that you keep a buddy nearby. No one should be going anywhere by themselves, except, of course, to private spaces like restrooms. But if we are in a museum and we're exploring an exhibit, you need to have a buddy nearby. In terms of safety, we ask that you be smart and you be aware. Suffolk's campus is in the heart of downtown Boston, which means we are going to be surrounded by all the things that city life brings. That includes tourists, that includes residents, that includes other folks who are here experiencing the city around us. So you need to stay alert in all circumstances, especially on public transit, but also when venturing around campus. Keep your valuables in your sight at all times, and you alone are responsible for keeping track of where your belongings are. Now, I'll say that if we have a day where we're venturing out and about and you have a heavy backpack with a computer or something that you do not want to take with you everywhere we go, we can bring those materials up to my office on campus where we can lock them up and leave them safely, and you can come and grab them when we come back. It's really, really important that you keep an eye on your stuff, you keep an eye on your surroundings, and that you stay with the group. Now, when it comes to behavior, I'm sure we are going to have no problems together over the next 2 weeks. But here's our policy: 3 strikes and you're out. So if we discover as staff members that a student is failing to follow the rules or is demonstrating some kind of behavior that goes against our community standards, your first strike is a chat with both myself, Dr. Lasdow, and Dr. Nofel Clements. We will meet with you, we'll talk about what's going on, we'll reset, and we'll move forward. However, if the problem behavior continues, if there is additional misconduct, the second strike is the program staff will loop in your higher ups. That means your parents and guardians. We will give them a call, we'll let them know what's going on, and we'll stress the severity of where things stand. And then finally, third offense, the third strike, you're out. Dismissal from the program. So please, do your best to behave as an upstanding member of our community. I know you can do it. I'm sure we won't have any issues, but do know that we're here to work together and support each other. Emergency procedures. It's important to plan for the unexpected. So in case of emergency, contact Dr. Nofel Clements by email or phone if there are any changes to your arrival or departure protocol. So for example, say you're supposed to be traveling with a parent or a guardian on public transit, but that particular day you've been given permission by your parent or guardian to get home a different way, either by yourself or with another family member. We need to know about that in advance. So please have your parent or guardian write or call and let us know what that change is. Another reason why you'd want to contact Dr. Nofel Clements is that you're going to be out sick or you're experiencing some kind of family emergency, or if your parents or guardians have any questions about policies, procedures, etc. with the program. The information about how to get in touch with her is here on the screen. What will happen if we're out and about together as a group? So if we're out and about on a site visit, on public transit, you get turned around in a museum and you get lost in a gallery, I don't know. If you get separated from the group while we're out on a site visit, we have a special number that you can call and text here on the screen, and your message will be routed to my cell phone. Again, these emergency procedures go hand in hand with our understanding that we're going to stay together as a group, we'll always have a buddy, and that you will not be venturing by yourself anywhere outside the realm of appropriate spaces to do so. You need to check in with staff members anytime you're taking a break from the group. We will be using a platform known as Canvas to store and access all of the reading materials and resources and schedules and communication for the Summer Public History Institute. Some of you have already onboarded to Canvas, though some of you still have to do so. My hope is that this morning we will set aside some time to make sure that everybody has access to Canvas. But know that this is the place where you will go to access all pre-visit materials, readings, videos, resources for the next day. Canvas will also let you know what to pack, what to bring, things to think about, questions to consider while you're mulling over what we're going to do that day. And it will also include resources for your technology workshop so you know what to expect in advance. My hope is to use Canvas to communicate with you as well. So we will ask that you download the Canvas student app so that you can get alerts directly to your cell phone and you can access all of the materials just on your phone. My hope is we'll have time to do that today. If not, we will find time during the first week to make sure that everything gets set up. And in conclusion, again, I'm sorry that I can't be there with you this morning, but I am so excited to meet you in just a few days. I know that you're in great hands this morning. You guys are going to get off to a great start, and we'll pick up together when I'm back on campus later this week. Thanks, everyone.